Fortnite Season 3 has officially launched and there are 20 new landmarks, multiple new weapons, a ridiculous amount of items, and even more features that'll have you overwhelmed. This video will explain everything new, so vibe with me for a little as we start with the biggest changes. This huge mountaintop has been fully converted into an amusement park, with the Screwballer roller coaster wrapping around it. This coaster is actually a place for ballers to ride around on, bringing back the OG vehicles from over 3 years ago. These can actually detach from the rails, but be warned, the fuel tanks can be depleted pretty quickly, so use them wisely. On top of this coaster around the mountain, you can see a Cuddle Team leader made of scrap. Inside here, you can gather loot from chests and get a view of the entire map. But inside of the amusement park, you can find Rave Cave, a huge stage with NPCs dancing and graffiti everywhere. There is so much loot and music blasting super loudly, so it is a great place to land. And it turns out a huge roller coaster isn't even the best thing to ride in Season 3, because around the map, boars and wolves have stuck around, but with a huge twist. You can now jump on the back of these animals and they become vehicles. Not only can wolves and boars be used as transport, but you also have access to weapons and heals, making them the first vehicle in Fortnite history to do this while driving. One of the most obvious changes to the island is the brand new biome that has appeared. Half of the map is now purple, and it's all thanks to the brand new Reality Falls POI. It's a lush forest full of bouncy mushrooms, waterfalls, and geysers. At the center of Reality Falls is the huge reality tree. You can go inside and loot up, or hide in the branches to take enemies by surprise. Around the tree, you can find reality seeds. If you plant one of these seeds into the ground, it'll grow a sapling. This is officially yours and actually stays between matches. If you throw another seed down, it'll teleport your existing one there. The purpose of these saplings is that you can weed them over time, and with each stage, they get a new rarity. Pro tip, you can view how long until the next weeding on your map. Eventually, these get to mythic status, and you can get brand new weapons such as the mythic heavy sniper. If you want to be extra chaotic, you could also steal loot from other people's saplings, and trust me, this is so worth doing. While you wait for yours to grow, head on over to one of the waterfalls for an awesome secret POI. After years of trying to walk into these waterfalls, Fortnite finally added a hidden cave behind the stream. It has 3 chests, a zip line, and is overall a great place to drop with your teammates. But it's not just new POIs that have been taken over by the reality tree, because Greasy Grove has been engulfed by nature and is covered in mushrooms. The restaurant has been split in half with the rest of it on top of the mushroom. A ton of houses in the grove have also been damaged by the plants, and you can find consumables all over the place, so you will never be low on shields if you land here. One of the most interesting POIs on the entire island is something that nobody has noticed. If you follow the energy lines from the reality tree, they lead to the same site where the collider was last season. This area has now been flooded with water and has new buildings and ramps all around. But this POI is called the Glow, and there's a reason for that, because if you take a look underneath the water, you'll find the 0 point. This place is super underrated. There's launch pads, ramps for you and your sharks, not to mention there's an excess of coolers and slurp barrels. I mean, it's a really good place to drop. But nothing gives us nostalgia like OG Fortnite, and some features from across Fortnite's history have actually made a cameo on the Season 3 map. Hidden in the Mushroom Forest, you can find Displace Depot, a building taken straight from the original Dusty POI. Just a few feet away, you can also find this chair, which veteran players will definitely remember. This thing brings back so many memories of Chapter 1 for sure, but for those who began Fortnite in Chapter 2, there is something for you as well. Yes, the shark has made a cameo appearance, and it's more of a monument rather than a place to loot. I have no idea how it got here though, considering the Chapter 2 map is like upside down right now. But a POI that has gone completely unnoticed can be found in the corner of the island. This is Fungi Farm. It's just a humble little farm with a few buildings for you to loot. Nothing special, but don't forget to use it as a pit stop. One of the best parts of the Collision Live event was when we used our heart cannon to annihilate the fortress. It made us wonder what actually happened to it. Well, if you head to the area, it is now named Drill Hill. The island has taken back the destroyed fortress and turned it into a small town. There's Christmas lights connected to shipping containers, and clearly people are living here. But a POI that was hit hard by the reality war last season was the iconic Tilted Towers. This place was left in ruins, with buildings being demolished and others brought to rubble. Thankfully, while nature is healing, we are also rebuilding Tilted. Over time, we'll watch as the POI is restored to its former glory. But this is where we learn something insane. We're not going to get the original buildings we all know and love. Tilted Towers has become the Block 2.0. In the space left by the destruction, the community will be able to build their own custom Tilted buildings and submit it to Epic Games by June 13th. Now that is going to be an interesting experiment, especially with how controversial the block used to be. I mean, I'm sure Epic is going to be selective with this one. While Tilted is being rebuilt, we can't say the same for the Foundation statue. Sadly, it is still cut in half. But while partying, the Islanders have graffiti graffitied all over it. It has a fresh coat of paint now, so that's pretty cool. And near the statue, there's a boat race waiting for you and your friends. It comes with its own obstacle course too. And a lot of players may have been surprised when they loaded into Season 3 and noticed a new feature appear on the screen: storm sickness. Starting today, if you spend too long in the storm, a warning will appear demanding that you exit the storm immediately before it's too late. Then the sickness takes hold and you get absolutely demolished. I wouldn't tempt fate with this one if I were you. What everyone is talking about is Season 3's brand new loot pool. We have gotten tons of new weapons and items that have split the community in half. It kicks off with the Hammer Assault Rifle, an AR that feels more like an SMG. This has a good fire rate, but powerful recoil. And this is joined by the 2-shot shotgun. This thing looks like a tac meets a pump, and it fires bursts at people. A lot of the community think that it's underpowered, and others actually like it, so let us know what you think. But a rifle that really has people talking is the new DMR Sniper. It's something that's mostly for those mid-range fights. I mean, usually when you're close to enemies, you use like a shotty or an SMG. When you're far away, you use a sniper AR. The DMR is designed to work in both situations, and it does it pretty well once you get used to the bullet drop. I will admit it is only good in zero build though. I would have used this in default modes. If you do manage to get a win, you'll be treated to the Season 3 Victory Umbrella, and it's probably one of the best we've had in years. While people are gliding in on their fancy new umbrellas, others are running from Season 3's boulders. Yeah, spread around the island, you can find them held up by rocks, and once you set the boulders free, they'll roll around and crush you. I'm not even joking, you might even be able to eliminate players with it. And there's not just new features on the ground, there's also some in the sky. That's because one of the first things you'll notice in Season 3 is the redesigned battle bus. It has been changed to fit the theme of the season, but it doesn't stop there. The armored battle buses from the war have been repurposed and turned into party buses, and it's mostly just a cosmetic design, but you gotta admit, they look great. While we're still waiting for the Darth Vader boss to make his appearance, there are plenty of new NPCs around the map to talk to. You can find people like the Paradigm, IO guards, and according to leakers, we'll soon be able to speak to the aliens from Chapter 2. What really surprised me when I loaded into Fortnite today was that tornadoes are back, and like nobody is talking about it. They appear randomly in matches and work just like they used to. We've talked all about Season 3's new content, but one of the best parts of a season launch is the Battle Pass. Darth Vader and Indiana Jones obviously are the collab skins, but the rest of the pass is just incredible. Page 1 includes the Eevee skin and this season's customizable outfit, Snap. The rest of the pass includes Adira and Stormfarer. Getting to page 6 will unlock Malik, a medieval skin with a cape and king-themed items. And finally, there's Sabina, who is some kind of Black Widow, and no, not that one. And I guess while we're on the topic of Marvel, then everyone is happy to hear that web slinging is finally coming back to Fortnite. Spidey's mythic web shooters were vaulted in Season 2, and we never expected to see them again. But in the trailer for the season, you could watch Indiana Jones use a grappler glove to start swinging around. We've been asking for a reskin version of the Spidey mythics for months, and it looks like Epic is actually listening to the community. We should expect a grappler glove to release in the next few weeks. It'll be absolutely game-changing. We have bouncy mushrooms, ballers, and roller coasters, and this will be the cherry on top. Fortnite Season 3 is just beginning, and despite all of this new insane content, it's just the tip of the iceberg of what's to come. We have a Darth Vader boss around the corner with a mythic lightsaber. It'll be the first saber that we can actually throw at people, so I'm not surprised Epic are keeping it as a mythic. I mean, imagine a whole lobby full of these. But while we've been able to ride animals by jumping on their back, we've all heard of the mystery of the saddler item. This thing has been in the files for years. It was put on the back burner. It was supposed to be a saddle that you could put on creatures to ride them. That's why it's super weird that a new saddler item has actually been added to Season 3. In the files, leakers found this thing, and it'll be released in the near future. I have a feeling it might be for riding creatures that are way larger than the average wolf, like Klombo maybe? I'm hoping they come back. I don't think any of us were happy to see this on the new island. We'll talk more about that in tomorrow's video, but that is everything new in Season 3. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.